Carol's in the house. I see her there. Welcome to Trayer Wilderness. Today is a weird day. Mountain Man and I are back at it again. Our guests left yesterday that were here for 2.5 weeks. So we are like trying to get our bearings. So I am excited to spend time with you guys, though. I know it will be renewing, and I have some good things to talk to you guys about. So I hope you guys are well. Happy Mother's Day to all of you moms out there. I hope you all had a good day yesterday. We had a fabulous day yesterday. We got to spend that with Mama T before she headed out. Were actually in transit today. So good afternoon, Miss Tammy. Did I say good morning? I think I did. That's exactly the kind of day that I'm having. I couldn't tell you which end is up today. I've been scurrying around doing all kinds of things, getting caught back up. So I really wanted to honor the moms today because last Thursday when I was on, I totally forgot to mention it. Deb shot a Happy Mother's Day across the screen as I ended things. And I was like, oh, I forgot to mention things. And it's just been a wild ride. I didn't get to get on our community page yesterday, so I wanted to just discuss things today. So how is everybody? First of all, what kind of praises do we have today? What kind of prayers? Thank you, Miss Carol. She says, Happy Mother's Day to you guys. And Miss Tammy has been busy making aprons. I showed you guys the aprons that Miss Tammy made for me, and she has been busy mass producing. So she is on a wild ride. I know you all are. Carol, how is your garden? And how are your children? How is Verity? But I wanted to read to you guys something that I thought was really funny, true, and very honoring at the same time. And first of all, Ephesians 6:2 is one that we should always remember, and that is honor your mother. Says there is no assignment on earth that requires the array of skills and understanding needed by a mom in fulfilling her everyday duties. Now, might I add that there are some Mr. Moms out there as well, and some dads that are pulling the single parenting thing. So this will also apply to them as well. But again, there is no assignment on earth that requires the array of skills and understanding needed by a mom in fulfilling her everyday duties. Stop and think about her job, what her job involves. She must be a resident psychologist, doctor, theologian, educator, nurse, chef, taxi driver, fire marshal, and occasional police officer. Try to imagine what it would cost you to go out and hire all those skill sets. And even if you could, how would you know you could trust them? Go ahead, join mom on a mid-morning visit to the pediatrician's office after sitting for 45 minutes with a cranky, feverish toddler on her lap. She and her baby are finally ushered into the examining room. The doctor checks out the sick child and then tells the woman with a straight face, be sure to keep him quiet for 4 or 5 days. Don't let him scratch the rash. Make certain he keeps the medicine down, and you'll want to check his stools. Yeah, sure, Doc. Any other suggestions? Just one. This disease is contagious, so keep your other 4 kids away from him. I'll see you in a week. The amazing thing is that most mothers would get this job done, and they would do it with love and wisdom. That's because God made them good at what they do, and he gave them a passion for their children. They would, quite literally, lay down their lives to protect the children entrusted to their care. And that's why they are deserving of our admiration on Mother's Day and all other days of the year. So the word for you today is honor your mother. Come here, old boy. You're rattling around here. Mr. Bojangles, we need to take your necklace off. All right, go lay down. Sorry about that. He gets pretty loud. So wasn't that funny? And it's very true. I mean, us moms wear many hats. We are like octopus. We juggle many things at one time. And like I said, there are many men out there that may be doing the same thing. So we will be celebrating you next month. But truly, my hat is off to all you moms, and I want to just wish you all a belated happy Mother's Day, because I know what's involved, and it is a tireless job, but it's also very gratifying, and I think you would all agree. So I see a bunch of you jumping on here. Awesome, awesome. Miss Shelley is on. Good afternoon. She says, hi there. Happy belated Mother's Day. Right back at you. Jane says, hair loss is slowing. Told it is C related. Like vitamin C related? That is fabulous, girl. Like I told you last week, I'm actually getting eyebrows. I mean, it's the simple things in life we get excited about, right? So that is a huge praise. That was how many weeks of searching and trying to get answers. So fill me in there. Vitamin C. Carol says, my garden looks like a jungle. Lol, Verity is fine. She passed her driving test. Whoop, whoop. Oh, good deal. And, oh, I can't think of your other daughter's name, but how is her pain? How is her healing? And welcome, Miss Jane. I see you guys all saying hello to one another. Greetings, Mr. Keith from New Zealand. Just finishing my best tomato harvest ever. That is fabulous. Huge praise. What are you going to do with them? Are you making sauce? Are you making salsa? Are you making all kinds of stuff? I know I would be. I'm getting anxious to get our plants in the ground. I'm going to do pots out here, and I'm going to do tomatoes and peppers. And we went from 90 degrees last week to the following day, a frost on the ground and in the low 50s. So I still can't plant anything outside yet, but I'm gearing up and I'm getting very excited about it. I can't wait because I really miss having our Traeger wilderness salsa and chili sauce. And that is something that I want to grow everything I need to make it this year so I can can multiple batches of it. So that's fantastic, Keith. Have a sandwich for me. Jane says we just planted. I could go for a fresh tomato. Yep, exactly. Right, Jane? A fresh tomato sandwich. Yes, ma'am. Oh. Okay, Jane. So she's saying the COVID. Sorry. My brain is not, I'm telling you right now, all of you, my brain is not intact today. I've had a headache all day and I'm just like really whiffy. I'm trying to get it all like regroup and make sure I'm not forgetting anything of importance that needs to get done here because we've been playing a little long. So Shelly says, I got the most wonderful card from my son and family. He gave me a happy Grandmother's Day card with a very nice message from him saying he knows someone who really wants to meet your grandma. That's so awesome. I knew it was Marie. I thought it was Mariko, but I thought I was pronouncing it wrong, Carol. So forgive me. She said she's still in pain, but still taking pain pills and antibiotics. Drew had his first packet of crisps. Well, awesome. So he's eating solids, or at least getting there. But we will continue to pray for Mariko and Shelly. That's fabulous. I'm so glad you guys got that opportunity to go also for tea and that you got such a beautiful card. Jane says, see, I told you, and Mama T, snow, right? We didn't get the snow, but we darn well could have. Yes, you weren't kidding. Yep, Jane says, Shelly, how great. Yes. Yeah, it really got cold. So one nice thing is that we got 2 plum trees planted, which I'm praising. And I should have started outside. You ought to see our wood pile right now. It has like tripled, which is phenomenal. We've been very fortunate with all the wind that we had, that we were able to access trees. And like I said, the mountain man is a wood snob, so that was a huge blessing to be able to get the larch, which burns really hot and a lot less sooty. Bear with me 1 second here, guys. I am in the midst of doing something on my machine here before it dies, and I wanted to make sure I've got it all covered. Sorry, I am multitasking, and forgive me for that. Okay, so now, woo, one of the dogs is gassing. Thank goodness you guys can't smell it. My hair's going to get curly really fast. Only a packet of crisps, while he's too scared to eat anything else. How is he doing, though? I imagine he's doing really well, and that he's probably, in doing the liquid diet, he's probably got his system at a really good place, and his digestive system in a really good place. So it's going to be one of those deals when he does go back to solids that he's going to want to pace himself for sure. Yep, exactly, Jane. He says, "Oh, Carol, but better to take it slow." Yes, for sure. Yep, Carol says exactly. Shelly says he should be able to eat some mashed potatoes, Carol. Just add some cheese. Yeah, and applesauce. Mashed potatoes in general, just period, with lots of butter would be perfectly fine for me. I would be perfectly content with that. Okay. And just so you know, I'm not going to be able to be on today like I normally would be on, just because of jumping back into things. We've got a lot on our plate today, but I will be back on again on Thursday. I love it. He lost 2 stones, 6 pounds, lol. Best diet best diet ever, he says. I bet it was, and very easy. There you go. Carol says, great ideas. Thanks, guys. Yeah. And how is Lorenzo? Is he there too? If he is, hello, Lorenzo. And Tammy, I don't know if you got your clan with you today or not, the boys. But I'm so glad you guys could join, and I'm so glad to hear the praises. The best harvest of tomatoes is a fabulous praise. You know, we are so anxious and excited to start being able to grow our own food here. It's been a little bit of a process to get to that place. And I'm not sure how things are going to flow just because of the level of work we have provided to us this year, which we can't complain about. It is a fabulous opportunity. And sorry, I'm really sorry. But it's a fabulous opportunity to have the work. Therefore, some of our projects might get put a little bit more on hold than we had anticipated. But to be able to have the work in our times, as well as the work that's available to us right now, is not something that would be normally available to us. So we're kind of taking advantage of that and very excited about that. And we're just going to continue to follow God's lead, which is the most important thing we can be doing. And that reminds me to ask you guys, do you look to God for your direction and your guidance and you know, the path you're supposed to take? Because so often, you know, we kind of jump out and we want to trudge out and do things for ourselves, and we don't slow down enough to allow God to guide us. And right now, we are feeling tremendously blessed by God's blessings and his hand in our lives. So, you know, being obedient is more important sometimes than our to-do lists and our projects. And that's just something that we've got to remember, that we can plan and we can have our goals and our dreams and our desires, but sometimes God will direct us otherwise. And it's important to be obedient. And that's what we're doing right now. So we're following his lead, and I'm excited to be able to put things in place as we go, get things going. I'm not sure about today, but for sure tomorrow, I am going to get out and I am going to be getting river rock to put around what is going to be my edible flower garden as well as my herbal garden. And I think I'm going to work on getting a pine tree in the center that I can manipulate into a bonsai in the center of the garden. So I'm really excited about it. So that's what I'm planning to do. Today is not an option to go get stones, but I'm hoping tomorrow. And I will record the process so you guys can see. I can't get them right here. I've got to make a trek to get them. So I love doing this kind of stuff. I love that kind of work, and I love being outside and getting my hands dirty and being in the dirt. So I'm real excited. So those of you that have been planting and in the garden, I know you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty awesome stuff to be able to be out there and just in your element doing the things that your heart desires. So let me see here. It is 10:38 p.m. here. He goes to bed at 7, Law. He's snoring. That's right. So when I'm doing my earlier videos is when you're getting him ready for bed. So yeah, I'm sure he's snoring. Otherwise, he'd probably be pretty crabby because that's pretty late for him. So you have to give him a hug for me. Jane says, I need to lose a dump truck of rocks. You're so funny. You're so funny. I think not. But I love the rock. I love the stones. I just think that's so funny. Tammy says they left a little while ago. I'm out watering. Awesome. She's in her garden right now as we're talking about planting and gardening. Shelly says, I bet he is sound asleep. Love watching my kids sleep. I cannot wait to watch my grandchildren sleep. Yep, I know. I always love that too. It's just such a peaceful thing. Yep. Carol says, I love it, Shelly. Carol says, wow, that sounds awesome. Yes, I'm very excited. Carol says, I hid in the watering can here, so plants are growing huge. Very awesome. Sometimes we got to do what we got to do. Shelly says, I took my neighbor shopping to Walmart as they have good scooters for shopping. Picked up some flowers to replant some hanging baskets. They are all planted now. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I actually have, I don't know if you can see them. Where is it? There it is. It's floating. I don't know if, yeah, I think you can see it right here. It is a bonsai seed that I am getting ready to plant. I have 3 of them sitting here. And this one is, I trimmed it and now it is starting to get fresh greens again on the side. So I love nurturing babies and plants. It's kind of very similar, the same kind of feeling, that warm, fuzzy feeling of planting things and watching things grow. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys know. Hiding the watering can was a great idea. Yeah, so they don't have to go for the water rings, as Carol put it. So that's pretty funny. Jane says, I get those nudges all the time and I pray on them for guidance. Sometimes not sure if it's me or him. I know, and that can be a little tricky. But one of the things that we've learned to do in our praying in regard to anything, you know, especially our dreams and our desires and our wishes, you know, sometimes, excuse me, we all get a little crazy with our thinking and our dreams, and they're not really lining up with God's ideal plan for ourselves or for us. So one of the prayers that I pray is that if this is God directing me and this is what I am supposed to be doing and it is me walking in his will, then open the doors wide. Otherwise, just let the entire thing crumble. As it crumbles, I know that that is my sign from God that this is just not meant for me. And I'm not upset by it. I'm grateful that I have that relationship with God to know when to jump and when not to. You know, it's good to step out of our comfort zone. It's good to do adventurous things and grand things. But if we are not walking in God's will, it won't be a pleasant ride. And it'll take us to places we don't want to go. So I'd much rather be in the will of God and following his lead than anything else. Let me see here. I just had my old birch trimmed an hour ago. It now looks like a bonsai, but it needed it. Oh, that's awesome. One of my dreams is a bonsai tree and the little tools. Good to know. Good to know. Yes, well, that was my treat to myself. I have wanted one of these for a while. This is, I think this is a 2-year-old plant. And I got this and it was pretty bushy and I trimmed it and then you can see the growth here. But I love these. I had one as a kid and I'm just so excited to have it back. They're just very therapeutic. I love having plants. So the other 3 that I am seeding, Mama T got for me 2 years ago. And I had some seedlings going and then through the move and through all the chaos, I just didn't keep up. And they died. So it was just a lot of chaos. Now I have the ability to, and windowsills, because soon I will have the trim here that I'll have like a 4-inch windowsill that'll enable me to put the plants on. And like the juniper, that's a juniper bonsai. And they say that it's not really meant for indoors, but if you can get it, that it has good fresh air and the cool air, like I open the windows every morning and let it get air. I have it right in the sun. So I think it'll do well in here, but we'll see. If not, it'll go in my flower garden, but I really love being able to care for plants. Carol says I had 2 little bay trees for my Mother's Day present. Oh, very nice. Very nice. And Shelly says, I'm so allergic to flowers. My son came up with a flower I am not allergic to for Mother's Day. He gave me a bunch of scratch and winds taped with electrical tape to a paper towel tube. That's funny. That's funny. And did you win? That's creativity. And there you go. So what kind of planters did you get if you're allergic to lots of flowers? What kind of planters did you get? One of the things I want to get is some spider plants because they're really good at pulling toxins out of the air. So I want to, spider plants are one of those things that just take off. Kind of like the African violet, it can really take off and grow, and you can also reroot and continue to like have a plant that just continues to be a hand-me-down to everybody else. That's what I'm hoping to do with that. My mom used to always grow spider plants and give them to the neighborhood. So, and I know they're really, really good for the air. Carol says, yes, Shelley, love it. And Jane says, Shelley, how great. I have not scratched them yet. All right, well, you'll have to report back. So I want to read something else to you guys since we've been talking about God leading the way. I thought this was really insightful the way this was written. It's referring to Luke 5:3, and it is, he got into one of the boats, which was Simon's. Lesson 1, invite Jesus into your boat. That's the starting point, always. Nothing has greater influence on your personal success than whether or not you have Jesus Christ in your life. By himself, Peter fished all night and caught nothing. But when he brought Jesus on board, he caught more fish than he had ever caught before. Now, Jesus never performed a miracle without a purpose. He always used his miracles to illustrate principles. So this incident teaches you what to do when you failed or when your best is not good enough. For Peter, his boat represented his livelihood. When you're a fisherman, your boat is your business. It's significant that Peter invited Jesus into his business, and Jesus used it as a platform for his ministry. Are you willing to do what Peter did? If you are, the Lord will bless your business and your life. Well, I'll continue reading. Indeed, he'll bless anything you give him. If you give him all your life, he will bless all of it. But if you give him just part of it, he will bless just that one part. And here's another thought. Having Jesus in your boat eliminates the fear of failure and reduces your worries about the results. When Peter made Jesus his fishing partner, the results were incredible. But don't miss the sequence. First, Peter used his boat for Jesus' purposes. Then Jesus blessed Peter's boat and used it to take care of all of Peter's needs. Jesus said, seek the kingdom of God above all else and live righteously, and he will give you everything you need. That's Matthew 6:33. Did you get that? Everything you need. How many of you are experiencing that even through the ups and the downs, regardless what you've walked out, regardless what you've got going on or what you've had that's happened in your past, God always provides. Always. Always, always. He provides for our needs. And as it says, he takes care of the sparrows and the birds. They don't have clothing. They don't have a roof over their head, but they always have plenty to eat, and they're always provided for. The old man is scratching a priority box on the floor to lay down. He's so funny. His cataracts, he thinks he's scratching a rug. Poor guy. Jumping back here. I just got a spider and haven't killed it yet. There you go. You know what, Jane? Just so you know, I have killed a cactus already in my lifetime. So, it takes a while to cultivate the green thumb, but once you get it, you're pretty golden. And it sounds to me like you've got the green thumb in other areas. So, I think you're good. Carol says, come on, Shelley, scratch away. You could be a millionaire and pay for us all to build a house on Tammy and Mountain Man's land, lol. There you go. There we go. A big guest cabin with many rooms. Yet, Jane, lol. I'm surprised I got any plants, but I'm so proud of mine and Lorenzo's veggies. There you go. Well, they're yours and Lorenzo's veggies. Whoa. Sorry, I just saw something go streaking across my yard. And no, not naked, but I mean, like, it was caught out of the corner of my eye. It was a cat. But I was hearing a moose earlier today, and there were eagles flying out above. I got really good video. And something else I'm really excited about. Most people wouldn't get excited about this. But we have a lot of swallows coming in. And swallows are fabulous for keeping away mosquitoes. So this morning I sat here working and just watched probably 24 or more 24 or more swallows flying around out here. So that was pretty awesome. I saw Carol's last message. I'll read it then. Shelley says, I got begonia, lobelia, petunias, and asilium. Nice. Is asilium the ground cover? I really like those. I want to get, that's what I want to do out here, because we don't want to have to mow. And also you mow like 3 times here and then it just dies. So what I want to do is get a ground cover that'll thrive in both the wet and dry, and that'll look really nice out here. So I'm looking at a bunch of different types of ground cover to get in. And of course, it's not going to take root this year so much as it will moving forward and spread. But all my foot muffs, Carol says, and their own bathhouse. I know, that's what I saw you type. That's what made me laugh. Jane says she loves begonias. I love flowers just in general. I'm so excited to get my herb garden in. I love lavender. I will be really excited to have my herbal bed over here so that I can replenish all my and dry all my herbs and then replenish what I have in my jars. So I'm super excited. Yes, psyllium is the ground cover. Is that the pink or the silver? I think I had this. I had silver and purple and pink in my one house, and I absolutely love those. The other thing I like is the hens and chicks. Those are always really nice to do, like to border things with. So I might get some of those and do something in the flower bed too with those. It's gonna be pretty big, so I will have lots of options as to what I can plant in there. But my tea, I know my teas will take over, which is fine because I would like abundance on those so I can dry them. So this will just be an herbal bed and the edible flowers, so that we can do that with the flowers with tea, which is nice. We like to do dandelion and pansies. No, that's not right. Violets. I had to think about it. Violets and dandelion flowers together in a tea. They're really, really good. So what did you guys think of today's readings? I really thought they were really wonderful. You know, inviting God into our boat is really important. And, you know, that's our life. Not only having him on board in our business, but every aspect of our lives is so important, because it's like it said, if you only invite him into one area, that's the only area he's going to bless you in. And we need blessings in our entire life, because there's many ups and downs. There's lots of chaos. And when and also that we're not separating him or blocking him from blessing us in other areas, you know, our marriages, with our children, our lives, our businesses, you know, even our fun time, you know, and our free time. You know, we want to call him into all of that. The more he's present, the more of a relationship you have. And not that we want to, you know, call him in just for the blessing, but the thing is, keeping it well-rounded is a benefit to us all in all aspects. Like, I want him in my business. I want him guiding me in my business just as much as he does in my life. I don't want to be being guided in one area and totally aloof in another. So it's just important to have him involved. And as the first one that I read stated, you know, we're celebrating mothers. Mothers have a lot on their plate and wear a lot of hats. So to have God's grace and God's presence in our lives in all those aspects is what gives us the strength and the superpowers we need to pull all of that off. So it's important that we keep him in every aspect of our lives. Shelley says, hens and chicks are great until they get crowded and then the rooster arrives. That's funny. Very true. They do take over. One of the nice things I like with them is I used to always grow them in areas that they couldn't take over. Like, I'd have them in pots, or I'd have them in a flower bed. Like, the one flower bed at the farm was railroad ties and it was limited space. So, you know, they could take over only so far. But that's funny. I've never heard it put that way before. I like it. I like it. So what kind of prayer requests do you guys have? I would really love for you guys to continue praying for Austin. His schoolwork is definitely increasing in his courses. He's got a lot of courses every day, and he's doing really, really well. But with the weights of finding housing and also just everything expanding and increasing, he's getting a little overwhelmed. So if you guys could continue to pray for him, I would so appreciate it. And I am working on getting him housing. So just pray for me for guidance, because this is a new avenue, and I'm making lots of phone calls and lots of connections and really digging in. So Shelley says, it's not called a rooster, though. Polite way to call it what they are called. I see. That's really funny. Carol says, your address on your page, is that where we can send stuff to you? I have a plan, lol. Uh-oh, are you going to start sending all your clothing and attire over ahead of time so it gets here, so that when you come in on plane or by boat that you're all hooked up and I can have your dresser full and everything? But yes, the address below in the comments or description of the videos is also the correct address. You're too funny. But yes, that is the correct address. And they didn't take over your bathhouse. It is still all yours. They're on their way home, so your bathhouse is still yours. Carol says, will you stop spoiling it, lol. My bad. Wow, I don't know what my dogs have been eating. Whew, my hair is going to start curling. Jane says, would he be okay if hubby and I pick him up someday to go out for lunch or to meet him? Oh, he would probably be really good with that. Mama and Papa T went up last evening, so because they flew out early this morning. So they stayed up in Spokane, and they took him to lunch. You know, it's really good. This kid is so steadfast with his studies. It's part of the autism. And I'm grateful because, you know, a lot of kids, it's the opposite. But when he has work to do, he will not separate himself from it. He will actually wear himself down so much because he won't pull away and like walk away and renew himself at all. So I was really grateful that they went up and took him to dinner. His favorite restaurant is called Hoo Hot, and it's like a Mongolian grill, and it's all non-GMO veggies and meat and sauces and stuff. So he was like totally stoked about that, and he did separate himself from everything. So that was really awesome. And my hat is off to him for being that steadfast, but he's got to learn to find a balance, and the autism kind of keeps him from doing that. So, you know, it is what it is. And it's like I said, at least he doesn't have to be rallied back into working on his schoolwork. But maybe we can pray that he finds a balance to get himself renewed here and there. Hiya. How are you?
Who's that?
Everybody. Miss Carol's on there.
Oh. Hi, everyone.
Oh. Let me see here. Carol says, phew, thought Mama T was up to something for sure. Nope, she didn't take over your bathhouse. You're safe. Jane says it'll be a minute hubby starts teaching motorcycle training this weekend, so a few from now. Hey, that's hubby's favorite. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's our favorite too. That's one of the only places I can eat. Carol says, yay, Mountain Man. And Shelley says, remember to hit the like button. Thank you, thank you. Jane, I have a question for you. With the motorcycle training course, or the training that your hubby does, is it something that people have to sign up for? And is it only people in your area, or is it anyone Idaho? How does that work, if you don't mind sharing that? Because I'm curious.
I mind sharing that.
What's that? You mind sharing that?
She might mind sharing that.
She might mind sharing that? She might mind sharing that. Shelley says, hi, Mountain Man.
Howdy.
Miss Mill is on, and she says, good day, everyone. I'm a little late. Hope you're all doing well. We are all doing well, and welcome, welcome. I hope you are doing well. And let me see here. Whoop. Okay, you guys are saying hello. And Shelly, thank you. She said about hitting the like button. If you're new and you're following or you've just started watching, be sure to subscribe. We love to be able to connect with you guys, comment so that we know where you're from and that we can get to know you. And be sure to join our community. You can go to trayerwilderness.com/community. It's free. We would love to have you there. We join with a bunch of like-minded, faith-led people. Keep an eye on them. Mr. Moose was present. Not that I saw him, but he was very close.
Did he tell you he was?
Yes.
He said, I am here.
Well, I was kind of beckoning him.
I'm not even going to start.
I know. I want to see him.
You might want to, but...
I know. Well, we were inside when I was beckoning him. So, anyway. Okay, so Jane says, Idaho Star, no classes here. Lewiston is where he's teaching. Go online. Okay, I will do that. Got it. I have my motorcycle license, but I was inquiring. The mountain boy would like to get his, and the mountain man needs to get his out here. And I'd like him to get his motorcycle license because when we rent motorcycles, we can only rent one, which means I have to relinquish the driver's seat in lieu of him sitting in the back. And it would really be nice if we get the opportunity to rent that we can rent two, because I like to ride. I like to drive. I don't like to ride on the back. So anyway, Mill says, I am good, Carol. Haven't been able to go look at your plants yet. Oh, well, come join us, Mill. I know you're on there. So yes, her plants are amazing. Everything looks so good. So what did you guys do for Mother's Day? I know that Shelly got to go out for Mother's Day. Carol says, Mill, it's going to be a jungle soon, lol, but I've hid the watering can. They're all safe now. Mill says, no motorcycles for this lady. I'm a 4 wheels only girl. No, I like the motorcycle because I like corners. Yes, that's my form of adventure. I refuse to ride B. Yes, exactly. I really struggle with it. And you know what? In the front, when you're the driver, you do not catch all the wind. It deflects, and you might get bugs. I really don't mind that. But in the back, you get so whipped around, and you catch the bugs. And I don't like riding in the back at all either. No. So, but I never made him ride in the back. I never did. Although I could have, I didn't. I was kind. Would have looked really funny. I did have Austin on the back, though. I used to take Austin all the time. And then when he got bigger, when I rented that other, I rented a Harley a couple of years back because we had never taken a vacation or even got a honeymoon because we moved here right away. So I rented a Harley in Missoula and drove up and surprised him. But before he got here, I took Austin out for a ride. Well, Austin is now this grown boy and man, and he towers over top of me. So it just looked really, really funny. Let me see here. Mill says, hey, you can do power slides on 4 wheels. Just ask me. I believe you. Sidecar for Mountain Man and the Foot Muffs. Well, that's funny because Austin has a motorcycle and he was going to put a sidecar on for Austin. So, oh, that's too funny. Jane says, I worked in the yard 2 days. Now I'm paying the leg spasms. So today is a day of rest. Yes, I imagine you are. I'm sure. It kind of comes with the territory. But I'm sure you felt really good while you were out in the yard. So you got your renewal on that today. You just have to rest. Okay, fantastic. Today went good? Kind of. Okay.
A little bit.
You got 2 days or 3 days there?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
2, maybe 2.5. I don't know.
Okay. All right. I'm going to be off of here soon because we're catching up today. So
gotta get going.
I know. So yeah. So, all right. Are you going to be sticking around here close? Are you going somewhere?
I wasn't really planning on going to Guam or nothing.
Okay, that's good. That's close then. Okay. All right. I'll catch up with you in a little bit then. All right. Miss Jane says, all good in the hood, Carol. Mill says, I'm with you, Jane. It's ice pack time for my back. Yeah, not good. Not good. But I do have to say, it's worth it or we wouldn't do it, right? Jane says, tell Glenn we're saving metal for him. Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, look what the mountain man gets, guys. A raspberry pie. Ooh, I hope they fit in the freezer.
And make it fit, even if your ice cream comes out.
That's okay. You can bring that out. I'll take a couple of those frozen berries if we're on it. How's that for payment today? He's working for a dear friend of ours today, and she has the most amazing raspberry bushes. I have had the privilege to pick there, 2 or 3 times, and I'll tell you what, I've never seen raspberry bushes like hers. And the berries, they're huge. Gigantuan. Ginormous. That's my word.
Giwumbus.
No, not giwumbus. Ginormous.
Gigantuan.
So she always makes sure she's taking care of Glenn because he's a favorite. So she makes sure that he always has more berries so that I can make a pie for him. So he's all hooked up. Everybody's yummy and yes. So Jane says to tell you that she's saving metal. So what kinds of metal are you saving? That's really awesome. Jane says, yum. Hey, I need that for my spasms. I bet. What, the ice cream or the raspberries or both? Mill says, I love barter. Well, the blessing is that is just a gift. But we do barter also. But that was just a gift. She makes sure she gifts him with raspberries all the time. Yes.
She's an awesome woman.
Yeah, she is. She's really cool. Oh, wow. Shelly says, remember to take magnesium to help with the leg cramps and spasms. Yeah, for sure. Jane says, welding table with question marks. Glenn? Question mark?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Iron, stainless. Wow. You are taking care of us. Goodness. Wow. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you. Yeah. Lorenzo says Giganosaurus. Our new word. I like it. That's it. That's it. He won. Tell him he won. His word is better.
Give it up to you.
Giganosaurus. I'm going to have to share that with Austin. Austin will like that. See, we have our own little dictionary. We actually have a you can't make this stuff up note as well that has all of our flubs and mistakes of words and all kinds of errors when speaking, when things come out backwards and sideways and upside down. So that's definitely a winner. That beats ours. Jane says, lol, his plants are Giganosaurus, lol. They are Giganosaurus. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Are you just like hanging or did you need something? You don't know.
Trying to decide what I want to get into next.
Right. Oh. It's hard telling. He told the postman and the rubbish man, lol. I bet he did. He's so excited to tell everybody about his plants. Well, that's really cool. Carol, you are instilling good things in that boy. And what did he tell him? That he has Giganosaurus plants? Jane says, we are cleaning. We'll call when we're ready.
Wow.
Well, thank you for thinking of us. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
That's really, really awesome. We appreciate that. And we definitely have to get together around the fire. That would be a lot of fun. We did that this weekend. What day was that? Saturday. Saturday we had a fire outside. So it was chilly. Jane said it was supposed to snow. I told her that it got really cold here again. And she said, I told you it was going to snow. She did. Carol says, everybody has to come in the garden and see his veggies. Well, there you go. You got him. He's proud of what he and Nanny did. So that's awesome. You have planted seeds, sister. So that's really cool. Jane says it will be a load. Are you going to add to our scrapyard and our tools?
Always up for that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's got a couple friends who have really gifted him with scrap steel that they get on the job. The one worked for the state and had some stuff that was going to get tossed and gave it to him. So it's kind of funny. Everybody knows that he's the scrap man. So they come, some bring buckets of stuff. The one friend works at the mill and they just throw the blades away. So he was gifted some of the blades that he's used to make knives. So it's very awesome. Carol says, and guess what, guys? I'm so excited. Guess, go on, lol. Okay, tell us. What are we guessing?
Tell us you're supposed to guess.
What are we supposed to guess?
What are you doing?
Hopefully stuff to start building my house next to the bathhouse.
Come on, Carol.
Well, she asked if the address on the website and here on YouTube is the right address. I said it is. I said, what are you going to do? Start sending over your things so that when you fly in or come in on a boat that all your stuff's here. She goes, quit it. You're not supposed to jump ahead. She says, it's her plan. Awesome. Mill says, I guess you won the lottery. No, that's Shelly. Shelly was gifted a toilet paper towel tube with scratch off lottery tickets, electrical tape to it because she's allergic to a lot of flowers. So her son gave her that for Mother's Day.
There you go.
Jane says, oh, listen to her. Lorenzo's mom, Niley, and dad, Chris, have paid the deposit for the wedding today. Fantastic. There you go. That's a huge praise, Miss Carol. And she says it's the 30th of July of 2022. Woohoo. That is a woohoo. Fantastic. That's awesome. That's awesome. We will continue to pray for them. And Shelley says that is so cute that he wants to show everyone, Carol. That is really cute. But that's, he's really proud of what he's doing. So that's really, really awesome. Well, I do need to jump off of here because I need to run an errand before I miss my opportunity. So I am going to say a prayer and get us on our way for the rest of the week, and we will visit again Thursday. But sounds like you guys are all off to a good start with the exception of some pains due to attempting to renew ourselves and enjoy ourselves doing the things we like to do, right? So unfortunately, that is sometimes the price we pay, but I know that I get great joy out of being out there, and that day of rest is never a bad thing. We just need to learn to rest in it. Carol says, I know Shelly, now he thinks we can pick them up, take them to school, and show everyone. You ought to do that would be kind of cool, Carol, with them being that excited. When you drop them off, take a flat in and show everybody what he's planted. That's so funny. Jane says, fun planning a wedding. Yes. Yeah, and that'll keep you busy, Carol. There she says, I am making all the silk bouquets and buttonholes. Very awesome. Very, very awesome. What a contribution. That'll be really cool. You'll have to share in the community. You'll have to share in the community. This is true. I have seen the size of the pots in your garden, so it might be a little tricky. Maybe take some pictures or do a little video or something that you can send to the teacher. Oh, that's so cool, though. Seriously, though, you are really planting seeds with him, and that's really awesome. He will have lifelong memories of what you guys are doing. So, and getting, Austin absolutely loved being in the garden. He too enjoyed being out there. He enjoyed watching things grow. It's pretty awesome. Would be fun to give classmates a little plant. Oh, there you go. Maybe what you could do, Carol, is get sunflower seeds and plant them in like a red Solo cup or whatever, and let him do that. Of course, no, wait, how many kids are in his class? But, I mean, that's something easy to do, and that's a lot of fun. We used to do that with the kids. I didn't even think about that. Oh, picture book. Yes, good idea. Thank you. There you go. But yeah, I think that's a great idea that Jane suggested, is give them a plant, but maybe even have them plant something. Yeah, they could all have a radish plant. I got tons. Well, there you go. Then they'd get to try out the radish too. Well, I do need to jump off of here, so I am going to say a prayer here and get you guys back on your way today. I know, I did say that before, but I love these guys. It's hard to separate. It's hard to go. It's hard to leave. All right, I'm going to say a prayer for us. Papa, I just thank you for this beautiful day. I thank you for these beautiful and amazing people that are joining us from all over the world. It is just so amazing to be able to fellowship and commune together, and you've given us the perfect opportunity to do so. And I just thank you for everybody's input, their personalities, their creativity, their contribution to our community, and how they love on one another. Just be with everyone today and lift them, help them with their pains and their struggles and their families' needs, and just support them and allow them to feel and see your presence in their lives. And may we all call you into our boat and give you full access to our lives and our businesses and every part of our lives, so that you can be present and guide us and direct us. And I just raise up all of our moms and just give praise to them and just bless their lives. Give them that supernatural power they need to do all that they do. And just thank you for blessing our community the way you have, bringing us all together. And we just thank you and praise you for all that you're going to do, for the abundance you're providing for each and every one of us, for the help that you give us climbing the mountains and traversing the valleys. And we just thank you that you put us together, that we can carry and lift one another in their time of need and to celebrate their joys and their praises also. We just ask that you be with everyone this week and carry us through until Thursday. And we just love you and ask all of this in your holy and precious name of Jesus. Amen. Also, give Mama and Papa T travel mercies. And I'd like to ask you guys to please pray for two dear friends of mine that I didn't think of until I was saying amen. A dear friend of our family's, her husband passed away. He had gone out to sharpen the blades for his mower, and she looked out to see that he hadn't mowed anything yet and went to check on him, and he hadn't even gotten that far. He had just collapsed in the garage, and that's where she found him. He had already passed. So if you could please pray for Diane and her daughters, I would greatly appreciate it. And also, if you would please pray for Michael and Lori. Michael is the dean for Moody, and he had COVID earlier in the year, or it might have been the end of last year, and he's just dealing with a lot of repercussions as a result of it, and struggling. So if you guys could just lift him in prayer. He has been such an influential part in Austin's life, and I really feel indebted to him and really blessed by him, and his family. And also pray for John Schrock and his family. He is the fellow we met when the Mountain Man and I went out, and we met he and his son Stephen, who is also autistic. And they just moved to Tennessee, and they are looking for a new home down there, and they've had quite the journey. So if you could just keep them in your prayers also, I would really appreciate it. But guys, I love you all so very much. I'm so grateful that we get to do this. Carol says, Mountain Man, we love you, but wait your turn, please. Tell him. I'll tell him that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Mill says, take care and God bless you all. I love it. I'm so glad you guys can join, and we'll see you guys Thursday. We will visit again, but you guys have a really blessed week. The sun is shining here, and just allow the sun to shine wherever you are. Be a light and the salt, and make sure you're calling God into everything. Okay? Love you guys. Have a great day. God bless.